What is right-wing nationalism? Have you ever wondered how nationalism and political ideologies intersect? Right-wing nationalism is a fascinating topic that combines nationalist beliefs with right-wing values. At its core, this ideology emphasizes the importance of a specific nation, often defined by ethnicity, language, or culture. Right-wing nationalists believe that the interests and identity of their nation should come first. This often translates to strong borders, strict immigration controls, and a focus on preserving traditional social structures. Right-wing nationalism typically opposes internationalism and global cooperation. Instead, it favors policies that keep power and resources within the nation. This perspective can create tension with other political ideologies, particularly communism. From a communist viewpoint, right-wing nationalism is seen as a reactionary force. Communists argue that nationalism, especially in its right-wing form, serves as a tool for the ruling classes. They believe it divides workers and distracts them from their shared class interests. In the context of communist theory, right-wing nationalism is often criticized for undermining international solidarity among the working class. While communists acknowledge that oppressed peoples may use nationalism to fight for liberation, they contend that right-wing nationalism mainly protects existing power structures and suppresses progressive movements. Historically, right-wing nationalism has been linked to anti-communist movements. In the early 20th century, as communist ideas gained traction in Europe, right-wing nationalist groups often worked to suppress communist parties and labor movements. These groups claimed that communism posed a threat to national identity and traditional values. However, communists argue that right-wing nationalism was used to justify repression and maintain the dominance of capitalist elites. Sometimes, right-wing nationalism is referred to as national populism or right-wing populism. This term describes the use of populist rhetoric to appeal to ordinary people, claiming to representing their interests against a corrupt elite. Yet, communists argue that this rhetoric is misleading. Right-wing nationalist leaders often uphold the same economic and social systems that benefit the wealthy. In practical terms, right-wing nationalism can lead to policies that restrict immigration and limit cultural diversity. These measures are viewed by communists as ways to weaken labor movements and prevent the formation of a united working class. Right-wing nationalism often promotes the idea that national identity is under threat from outsiders, which can fuel xenophobia and racism. Communists maintain that true liberation for workers requires international cooperation and solidarity, not the exclusionary policies of right-wing nationalism. In the context of imperialism and communism, right-wing nationalism is seen as a barrier to global working-class unity. It is often used by imperialist powers to maintain control over populations. To sum up, communists argue that right-wing nationalism is a reactionary ideology that serves the interests of the ruling class. It undermines the struggle for a classless, international society and poses a threat to the unity and progress of the working class, both within nations and across the globe.